visible to all? Is my screen visible to all? Is my voice audible to all? Once again, can anyone please confirm?
Yes, yes, yeah.
So, so reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Very less coding, simple syntaxes, looks like normal English statements, not even one-fourth coding as compared with other programming. Interactive mode, we can easily interact with Python statement by statement. Multi-programming features, it has got wide varieties of applications you can develop today by using Python. It has got many built-in libraries, like thousands of models it has got. General purpose programming. Any kind of applications, high level language, easily understandable, platform independent or machine independent, can run on any hardware, any operating system. Interpretation, line by line execution, which makes debugging easy. Supports all databases, and programmer friendly programming, right? Yes. User friendly programming or programmer friendly programming, which provides simple syntaxes, which looks like normal English statements. Python Software Foundation. It's a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community. Was launched in the year 2001. Objective to foster the development of Python. In the year 2005, PSF received Computer World Horizon Award. President like Guido van Rossum. Headquarters Delaware, US. Official website python.org. It's official website from where we can download Python, from where we can see the documentation for each and every Python release. So Python compatible with other programming, accepting two values from the user keyboard and performing addition. So the task first writing using Java. This is the code, right? Using Java. Yes. Yesterday's class, I just showed you the execution of this Java code and Python code. See, for the same task, see very complex words you can see here in Java, but same code in Python. All right, just 2 lines code, 3 lines code. Inputting the value of x, inputting the value of y, print x plus y. That's it. Python versions, the latest version of Python 3.13. One version, two version, three version released in the year 2008. Latest version is 3.13. Step by step how to download and how to install Python we have discussed in the last session. So if anyone, if you have missed the test session, you can just go to the video of it. It will be shared at the end of the session. You will be seeing that video of the test class in the chart. Python execution modes, 2 modes of execution. Interactive mode, statement by statement when we can interact with Python. So the advantage is to test the functionalities of Python. Doesn't know about any Python functionalities, you can type and check, and for learning Python. But this interactive mode is not used for developing applications, only for learning Python and to test any functionalities. We'll go with batch mode. In batch mode, we write some Python statements within the editors or IDEs. Save it by using a .py extension. So what are the various editors and what are the various IDEs where we can write the Python code? The various editors like Notepad, Edit Plus, VI, and Nano. And what are the various IDEs like PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, and Jupyter Notebook, and VS Code? I'll be showing you how to write within the editors and IDEs. So first, before that, developing the first Python application. Developing the first Python application. Developing the first Python application within a editor. Example like Notepad. Open Notepad and type the following Python statements, right? Open Notepad and type the following Python statements, right? And we didn't discuss anything related to Python, but just I'll take x as 10, y as 20, no need to define the data types. I want to perform some kind of arithmetic operations like x plus y, x minus y, x into y, and x by y. X plus y, x minus y, x into y, and x by y. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Copy this to a separate notepad file, a Python code, and create a .py file. Just I'm opening notepad and just I'm writing control save it and say within the C drive, I created a separate folder for this patch, Python 9pm1. Sorry, 10 p.m. right? 10 p.m. batch 1. Python 10 p.m. batch 1 I created yesterday. So in that I'm saving it as sample1.py. So any otherwise I can give any name, test.py or sample1.py, any name with .py extension, right? So just I'm writing the same here. Save as sample1.py, right? Sample1.py. And now submit this file. And now submit this file to Python. Submitting this file to Python as. So how can you submit this file, right? At the bottom search panel, type cmd. Go to the command prompt. A editor opens in this file. Python you type. Don't say enter. If you say enter, it will go to the interactive mode. Specify the path. Python 10 p.m. Within that, yes. Where your file is present, the file name, present in which folder, present in which drive. C drive and the folder name and the file name. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. Okay, you got right. Some addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So just to specify the path where the file is available, submitting this entire path, the file name, folder, and the drive name to this Python. Okay. But here, what is your observation? But here, we are writing the code. We are writing the code at one place. We are writing the code at one place means where you are writing within the notepad you are writing. And executing it other place. Executing at the other place. Where you are executing within the command prompt. Within the command prompt. But to write and execute at the same place, but to write and execute at the same place, but to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE. IDLE, which comes along with Python installation, which comes along with Python installation, using which we can write and using which we can write and execute at the same place. Okay. So we are writing at one place and executing at other place, but to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE, which comes along with Python installation, using which we can write and execute at the same place. Okay. How to open this IDLE? Very simple. In the search at the bottom search, type I'll copy the same code. I'll copy the same code. Yes. How to open this IDLE and how to write the code and execute the code means the bottom search panel, say IDLE. Can you see IDLE Python 3.13? Click on that. Python shell gets opened in this way. But another way of doing this, go to the start programs. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, right? All apps, click on all apps. Python 3.13. Ideally, right? Click on this. File, new file. Control B. So save it. Save it. In the C drive, Python 10 p.m. right? Sample2.py. Now here itself, just write the code here itself, run your code here itself. Run option is there. Writing the code here and running the code here itself. Run module. You can see 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. Understood? Just in the search panel, type ideally shell gets opened. In that file, new file, you say, write your code, run your code. If you got any queries, you can unmute and you can ask the queries what during the session. All the sessions are interactive. Now, there is a how to write the code and how to execute the code, right? Modes like next entering into the technicals of Python. Python data types and variables. What happens internally when you define some data types or variables, right? Python data types and variables. Every organization use case, every organized use case has got data and operations, has got a data and operations. Data represented using data types and variables. Data represented using data types and variables. Operations represented using functions. Every organization use case has got data and operations, data represented using data types and variables, operations represented using functions. For example, any organization, take example of a bank. Bank has got data and operations, customer data, like a customer name, account number, address, balance, branch, and operation. So that data represented using data types and variables. Operations like a deposit operation, withdraw operation, transfer operations, they are represented using functions. So operations using functions, data using data types and variables. Okay. To make you understand much better about this data types and variables, just observe this. Comparing with other programming with Python, if you compare with C or C++ or Java compared with Python, Python supports dynamic data types. Python supports dynamic data types. What do you mean by dynamic data types, right? Here X is 10. If you are creating some variables in C or C++ or Java, Here we say index y equal to 4.5. It's a float y. String z. Without this data type, you cannot create this variable x. Without this data type, you cannot create this variable y. Without this data type defining, you cannot create this variable z. Index float y string z means compulsory this data type defining compulsory. But in Python, directly you can say x as 10. Directly you can say y as 4.5. Directly you can say z equal to hello. No need to define the data types here. What kind of variable x is means based on this data type defining, you are saying it as integer. What kind of variable y is means based on the data type defining, you are saying it as float. What kind of variable this z means based on this data type defining, we are calling it as string. But what kind of variable x is means what value you are assigning to it. If you are assigning an integer value, integer variable created dynamically during runtime. That's why we call dynamic data type. There is a function given by Python to know the type of x. What is type of x? Integer type. Why it is integer? Because you assigned an integer value. That's why integer variable created. Type of y, float. Type of y is what? Float. Why float? Because you assigned a float value. Type of z, string. Type of z is string. Why it is string? Because you assigned a string value. Type of x is integer. Type of y is float. Type of z is string. Because you are assigning integer, float, and string. So based upon what value you are assigning, based on the value assigned, the variables are created dynamically here in Python. That's why we call it as dynamic type. Yes, any query in this? Yes. To make you understand much better, I'm going to discuss 4 cases on this. What happens internally when you define some variables? Case 1. Whenever you say x equal to 10 in Python, internally one object gets created in the memory. It is going to have some address. That address is given to x. What x is storing? What x is storing? Don't say x is storing 10. X stores this address. 3 things you need to understand here. Print x means prints the content at that address. 10. ID of x prints the address of x. Address of x means 103077. Print that content. If we say print x, it goes to this address and prints whatever content present in that. Simply saying prints the content at that address. ID of x means prints. There is one more function, ID function. ID of x prints the address of x. Type of x prints the data type of x. Data type of x is integer type. Yes. Prints the content, prints the address, prints the type. 3 things you need to understand: printing the address, printing the content, printing the type. Now observe case 2. And everyone try to unmute and try to respond from here onwards. I want the sessions to be more interactive. Case 2. Yes, here whenever I'm saying x equal to 10, whether you can you can just unmute and give your response through voice, or you can also type your queries results in your the chart panel. X is 10, Y is 20. How many objects will be created everywhere? How many objects will be? Yes, 2 objects will be created for 10, for 20. It is going to have its address, that address given to X, this address given to this address given to Y. Fine. Now try to respond. Print X, what is the X value? Yes, everyone. Unmute and try to respond.
10.
What is that? 10. ID of X, the address.
1037.
Yes. Type, data type of X, everyone.
In
Integer, because you are assigning a integer value. That's why what type? Integer type. Print Y.
20.
Yes, everyone unmute yourself and try to respond. Print Y. 20. Address of Y.
104080.
Yes. Type of Y.
Integer.
Integer. Okay. Two different variables X and Y with two different values, then two different objects with two different addresses, right? Yes. Observe this case 3 now. X value is 10, Y is 10. Now how many objects here? Everyone.
2.
Everyone try to respond. How many objects? Yes.
2.
Observe carefully here. Only one object is created here. Here only one object is created. Whenever you say X equal 10, one object created with some address. Before creating object for Y, it checks any object with value 10 if it is already available in the memory. The same address will be given. If X value is 10, Y is 10, Z is 10, don't think like 10, 10, 10. 3 objects will be created in the memory. No. Only one object, its address will be given to X, Y, Z.
Okay.
Okay. So X value 10 means if contents are same 10, 10, 10, only one object. But if X value is 10, Y is 20, Z is 30, in such case, how many objects? If X is 10, Y is 20, Z is 30, in such case, 3 objects. If the contents are different, multiple objects, that is case 2. The contents are same, only one object, only one address. Can I say X, Y, and Z? They are sharing the same content and the address. X, Y, Z are
Yes.
sharing the same content and the address, right? So I can say like print X, print Y, print Z. They're printing the same thing. Okay. You want to print the address, ID of X, ID of Y, ID of Z. 103070, right? Yes. So the printing the same content, the address and the type. Okay, this is case 3. Observe this case 4. This time not X and Y. I will take X and X only. X is 10, X is 20. How many objects?
2.
For 10, one object. For 20, another object. Now, if I say print X, what is the X value it prints? 10 or 20 or both? What is your answer?
Both.
20.
So always it is going to print the latest value. X value was 10 previously, 20 was the latest. Print X prints the latest. Okay, fine.
Then where this data object one will get stored, sir?
See, one thing, X can store only one value. X can store only one address. X cannot store two values or X cannot store two addresses. Before creating X equal to 20, first it will remove this and creates it. Because X cannot point to two objects. It will point to only one object. Which object means first it will remove the previous and it creates a new object and points to this new object. Understood these four cases everyone? First case one, printing the content, printing the address, printing the type. Case two, two different variables, two different objects, two different addresses. Case three, 10, 10, 10, only one object, one address. Case four, X and X means the previous X gets removed, the latest X only will be available, right? Yes. Now coming back to this data types. Data types mainly are of two types. Fundamental data types, collection data types. In a simple way, fundamental data types means object holding single value. X equal to 10, one object created with value 10 with some address. That address given to X. Collection data type means object holding a group of values. Ten, 20, 30, 40, 50. Object holding group of values, right? Yes, here object, the name itself saying collection of values, group of values, or set of values. An object is created in this way. Group of values. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. An object created, but it's given to X. So here object holding group of values. This holding group of values or multiple values or set of values we call as collection types. Now, various fundamental data types and various collection data types. Fundamental data types. Mainly are of 5 types. Integer, second like float, Boolean, string, complex. Integer, float, Boolean, string, complex. Age 25. Float, something like a height 6.2. 6.4. Boolean, which returns either true or false. String, a sequence collection of characters. City equal to sequence collection of characters. Complex, real and imaginary. In general mathematics, you should have seen, right? Real and imaginary. That is x plus iy. Here, this is called real. This is called imaginary. real and imaginary. But in Python, instead of I, we need to say J for imaginary. Later I discuss about this. So integer, float, boolean, string, complex. These are the fundamental data types, 5 types. If I talk about collection types, collection data types mainly are of 4 types. Collection data types mainly are of 4 types. List, tuple, set, dictionary. List, tuple, set, and dictionary. List represented by using squared bracket. Tuple represented by using normal bracket. Set represented by using curly bracket. Dictionary by using a key and a value. Okay. By just very simple representation in Python, right? By seeing the braces only should identify what kind of collections they are. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. List of values. Tuple of values. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Set of values. And dictionary of key and value. W equal to S. Collection of key value pairs. Key value. Key value. Collection of key value pairs. Key value pairs. Fine. So we have got a lot of discussion on list, tuple, sets, and dictionaries. List properties, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested list modifications. Similarly for tuple properties, tuple indexing, tuple slicing, tuple functions, tuple addresses. Similarly for sets, dictionaries, we have got a lot of discussion on this collection data type. But in the case of fundamental type, we have got a lot of discussion on string. String indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, right? So talking about a string, it is a sequence, a collection of characters. Sequence collection of characters. In Python, a string is represented using Python string is represented using single quote, in this way, using double quote, and triple quote. Single quote, double quote, and triple quote. Each character of a string. Each character of a string is identified or accessed by a unique index. String supports two types of indexes. String, see, generally single quote or double quote for single line string or a single word or line. So triple quote, right, for multiple lines or for paragraph. String supports two types of indexes. Two types of indexes. Forward index, backward index. Forward index or positive index starts from left to right. Left to right means which one index starts from left to right? Index starts from left to right. Index starts with index starts with 0. Index starts with 0. Backward index or negative index. Backward index or negative index. Index starts from right to left. Index starts from right to left. Index starts with -1. Understand here, index starts with -1. Check it. Observe this to understand this forward or positive index. X equal to Python. Python, right? An object is created. An object is created, right? In this you can see Python. Python is going to have some address. The address given to X. Here can you see positive index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Positive index or forward index. -1, -2, -3, -4, -6. Negative index or backward index. Positive index or forward, negative index or backward index. So X is your string name. What is X of 2 value? Everyone. T. If you want to access a particular character, X of -2, this O. X of 2 is T, X of -2 is O. So either you can use positive index or negative index for accessing a character. Single, here, this is a hash symbol. Single line comment. Multiple lines if you want to comment, you can do in this way. You can do in this way. X equal to Python print X. Type of X is a string type. Type of X is a string type. Length of X, number of elements. Len of X means number of characters. What is the length? 6. Type is string. Length is what? 6. Type is a string type. Save it. C drive. .py. Now if we say run module, length is what? 6. Y equal to programming. Y equal to programming. Print x plus y. Print x plus y. What it gives? Concatenation. What is this? Concatenation. Concatenation means adding two strings. Adding two strings. First string followed by second string. Okay. Adding two strings, first string followed by second string. Python plus programming, Python programming. As a single word you get. But I want space between these two. Sorry. X is one string, Y is one string. Between these two, one blank string. In this way you can say run module. X is one string, Y is one string. Between these two, one blank string, right? In this way. And we don't need to write huge codings here in Python. We receive very less coding, right? We have got many methods string is providing. See, one by one. Just I'll take 5 minutes more. String methods. For example, upper. To print in uppercase. For example, x equal to Mumbai or x equal to Hyderabad. Print x dot upper. Prints everything in the uppercase. Printing everything in uppercase means a word or a line or a sentence or a paragraph, right? Everything it can print in uppercase. Check this run module. Printing everything in the uppercase, a line or a word or a sentence or a paragraph. Next we have got lower. To print in lowercase. X equal to Mumbai. Print x dot lower. Printing everything in the lowercase. Run everything in the lowercase. For example, see the third. X equal to India is there. Only the first character I only in the uppercase I want, remaining all in the lower cases. How can I do? Only the first character I only in the uppercase, remaining all in the lower cases. Capitalize. X dot capitalize. Only the first character I only in the uppercase, remaining all in the lowercase. Only the first character I only in the uppercase, remaining all in the lowercase. Can you check it here? Capitalize. What it is doing? Only the first character I only in the upper, remaining all in the lower. What is the name of the method? Capitalize. For capitalizing the first character of a string. Next, if you observe, we have got x equal to good evening Hyderabad. How many words are there? 3 words. Every word first character in uppercase I want. E I want in uppercase. H I want in uppercase. Every word. If I use capitalize, only G only will appear in uppercase. But every word first character in the uppercase. We have got a method called title for this. Check it. Each and every word, first character appearing in uppercase, G in uppercase, E in uppercase, Hyderabad, H in uppercase. What is that? Title. For capitalizing the first character of each word in a string. Okay, just I'll take 2 minutes more. Check this. For example, where exactly this title is helpful, right? Useful in the real use cases. For example, employee names are there. Rahul, Ajay, Miller, James, Rohit, John, Amar, Blake. In this way, some hundreds of names are there. Each and every employee name, first character in the uppercase. Each and every employee name, first character in the uppercase. Each and every employee name, first character in the uppercase, right? Yes. We have got a method like replace. For replacing a portion of a string, x equal to saying like Java is, I'm saying like Java is easy. Now replace method will replace a portion of it. X dot replace. What you want to replace here? The word Java with Python. What is the output you get? Python is easy. For example, Java is easy and Java is simple. Will it replace each and every Java with Python or only the first occurred Java? Every Python. So every Java with Python. So in this way, we have got many methods. No need to write the code. We have got many methods for printing in upper, lower, capitalize, titles, replace, swap case, count, strip, L strip, R strip, find. Starts with, ends with, many methods are there. We'll be continuing the other methods in the tomorrow's class. But as I said, tomorrow the link will be changing. You are supposed to get enrolled for getting the new link to your mail IDs. So you can see a big message is given by the online team. The course content, the demo. If you have missed the yesterday session, you can see that a video link, a demo, right? Demo video link, that first 3 videos they'll be kept in the YouTube. And from tomorrow, a WhatsApp group will be created. You will be added to the WhatsApp group. From tomorrow daily, you will be getting the videos to your Google Drive. From tomorrow daily, you will be getting the notes. If you have got any concerns, their contact details are provided. Yes. And they have given a note. See, most of the people do mistake, right? If you are getting enrolled after paying the fees, but they are saying to share the screenshot of your payment to that mail ID that is provided, DURGASOFT online training @gmail.com. Then only they will forward you the link, right? Yes. Okay. Now, once again, check the course content. So in brief, in depth, we'll be discussing about it, right? Python operations, operators, IDs, flow control statements, looping statements, strings, collections, Python lists, tuples, sets, Python dictionaries, functions in Python, modules in Python, packages in Python, errors and exception handling, file handling in Python, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, regular expressions, database connectivity, database access, Python data and time module, operating system module, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closures, decorators, working with CSV, XML, JSON, web debugging, graphic programming, Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, Pandas model in brief, NumPy model in brief, matplotlib for plotting and visualization. These 30 topics in brief I'll be just discussing, right? Yes, for Python core and advanced, and people who go for Python full stack, the Django framework in brief with around 15 applications you'll be developing along with me, and UI technologies like HTML in brief, CSS in brief, and JavaScript, right, and MySQL. And just check with this, right? Yes. So Python core and advanced around 60 to 70 hours, around 2 months for 5,000 is the course fee for it. And UI technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap. People along with Python, if you want to go for Python full stack, UI technologies, Django framework, Flask, MySQL, and project. So from topic 2 to 6 also it takes a second. From topics from 2 to 6 also takes 60 to 70 hours, 2 months duration. Python for 70 hours, framework for 70, 140 hours, right? 2 months for this Python, 2 months for frameworks, totally 4 months. 5,000 for this Python, 7,000 for this framework, total 12K. Yes, if you are going separately, but if you are paying the entire, taking the entire package full stack, right? The single payment, it is 10K. So first 1 week it will be starting at 10 p.m., but later it will be starting at 9 p.m. After 1 week, the timings of this batch will be 9 p.m., right? So before you go with the payments, just making it clear about the timings of this batch. And offerings from my side, you'll be getting each and every session video, soft copy of this class notes, assignments, and tasks to work so that you can get confidence in building code. A WhatsApp group for technical discussions. If you get any errors, you can take snap of it and post in the, anybody can answer, I'll be answering. Resumes and interview questions, live interactive sessions, and 300 plus code examples and 15 plus applications. Right? Any queries you got, anyone? Right? So tomorrow the link will be changing. Get enrolled for getting the new link. For getting the videos from tomorrow, notes from tomorrow, and getting added to the WhatsApp group. Yes.
Sir, in the Python course, will you able to cover any kind of project at the end, specifically for the Python?
One GUI based I'll be discussing.
Okay, you mean like you will be cover that particular application, like how exactly scripting its work with the help of Python or what?
See, one thing, Python is just a language. See, one thing, try to understand. Uh, two categories of people they will update for Python. They will learn Python. Two categories of people. First category of people, after learning Python, they will implement Python in data science, ML, DL, AI, or big data, like Spark, PySpark developer, Spark with Python implementation, or writing automation scripts in DevOps environment, or in IoT, writing automation scripts, in robotics. So here their career won't be in Python, their career will be in data science or big data or IoT or robotics in this way. But the total implementation, the coding goes in Python here. They need to have the knowledge on this Python core and advanced. Second category of people who wants to have a career in Python, for those people, you need to compulsory have the framework, Python framework knowledge, Django framework. So you want to become a Python. Second category of people who wants to have a career in Python, the Python full stack developer, like you need to have the knowledge on this framework, the Django framework, if you want to become a Python full stack developer. This framework where we'll see MVT architecture, model view template, model like databases, views like Python functional views, templates like web page creation, how the interaction between these three happens, right? So compulsory for Python full stack developer or this Python, you need to have this knowledge on this Django. So generally, if we talk about Python projects, two categories of projects mainly. See, even if you see the peoples from master degree, BTech or MTech degree, they are doing academic projects also, right? In Python, their projects will be either in this Django, like web applications creations using Django frameworks, or they will be like domain related, like data science related projects implemented using Python, big data related implemented in Python, or data warehouse related things implemented using Python, right? In this way, data science related, big data related, data warehouse related, right? Yes, the projects implemented in Python or web applications in using this Django framework. So for this or this both you need to have the knowledge on this Python. Python is a language to implement to code. In which way you want web applications, go for Django. If you want some domain specific, you can go with data science, big data, robotics in this way. Yes.
We can also
Actually,
choose.
Yes.
Can we also choose Python for automation only for automation?
Yes. Python for different cases. I said right in the yesterday session. Python has got many use cases for big data, for data science, for testing, for test cases, for networking, for gaming, for databases, for all these things, right? For automations. Today, Python is mostly used for automations. Okay.
so sir, basically I'm a data engineer actually, and I know the basics of Python. So the thing is like how depth will goes in this Python course. So that one I want to understand. Like, it would be helpful to for me or like what? So that's what I'm asking.
For
So
anything
about
related,
basic.
any
Mhm.
any any specializations related to data like data engineer or data scientist or data analyst, you need to
Mhm.
have Python knowledge.
Yes.
Working with modules, importing modules, renaming modules, reusing modules, different ways of importing modular programming is important. Means even if you go for data engineering, PySpark package is given by Python API to use Spark. What is PySpark? Python API to use Spark. You need to have that entire knowledge of this Python. Means working with modular programming. As part of the course, I said I'll be discussing procedure oriented with Python, object oriented with Python, modular programming with Python, scripting with Python, right? All these things I'll be discussed. That's why I said it will be taking 70 hours, not like 45 hours course on 2 months
Okay.
tests, right? Yes, in brief, you'll be getting because if you're anything data engineering or data science or data analyst to code or to implement, you need to have you need to have command on this Python, right? You need to know about the functional programming, modular programming, also like object oriented. Yes.
So, sir, that concepts and or like everything will be covered in the depth or basics only.
In brief, in depth, it will be discussed. So just
Okay.
as specified that topics are specified, in brief, in depth, it will be discussed with multiple examples. Only on OOPS,
Okay.
around 50 programming examples I'll be discussing.
Okay. Thanks for clarification.
Okay. Someone asked, right? Yes, in brief, in depth, we'll be discussing about all this. Okay. Clear notes for all these topics will be provided. Yes. You see, any of this batch, right? You can see this Python total notes topic wise. In this way, I'll be forwarding. Just now you asked, right? Someone, oops, part 1, part 2, part 3, it will be in this way. Oops 1, oops 2, oops 3, oops 4 in this way. In brief, see that oops 1 object-oriented programming in that how many examples I'll be covering. These are all the programs. The first feature of object-oriented programming. Object-oriented encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, to and polymorphism here. Oops, fine. So all this. Okay. Fine. Any other queries? Right.
The actual class will be starting from tomorrow or Friday, sir?
From yesterday itself, it was started.
Okay.
Installation of Python was done today, like how to execute this data types and variables I was discussing. This won't be discussed again. Yesterday I showed you the installation of Python, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Today I just was showing you data types and variables, how to work with, how they are defined, right? So I was still talking about strings, string methods. Tomorrow it will be continued with the string methods. This continuation to the string methods. Many methods are there, right? Will be string methods, string slicing, all this, right? Fine. Different execution modes I discussed. Developing a Python application, right? In editor I discussed. And working a string indexing, different types of indexing, two types, methods, string methods, string slicing I'll be discussing. After the strings, input output statements in Python, operators in Python, flow control statements. In this way it goes, right? So yes, we have entered into the technical part, right? Yes, today. So tomorrow we'll be continuing on this string methods. It will be continued from the string methods, right? Yes. Okay. Any other queries, right? Anyone? So get enrolled for getting all these things. All the sessions will be interactive sessions. All the sessions will be interactive sessions, right? At any point you can ask the query, right? Fine.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm stopping here. So thank you all for your time. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.